So, in the interest of getting more cars to dealers quicker, SEAT have come up with some new special editions to alleviate the chip shortage on Ibiza, Arona and Ateca. Want to find out more? Stay tuned. So in my hand here, I have the information relating to some new special edition models that are being introduced on a temporary basis to help alleviate the semiconductor shortage that we're experiencing, resulting in longer than usual lead times across some SEAT models. So we're going to see new versions for the Ibiza, Arona and Ateca. So let's start with the Ibiza. So in a nutshell, SE Edition and FR Edition are to be added. They will be available to order from the 1st of September and also are going to introduce some changes to their specification. It is worth bearing in mind though that these are in addition to the existing lineup, they're not replacing anything. So if there's things on here that have been taken off that you really do want, you can still order models with those features. So let's start with the Ibiza and the SE Special Edition, or SE Edition to give it its proper title. So it has the same specification as the SE technology, plus it introduces KESI keyless entry and start system, rear parking sensors, wireless phone charger, tinted rear windows, and a wired full link system for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. However, it is worth noting that it does remove satellite navigation. The 9.2 inch display screen is replaced with an 8.25 inch screen, and you will also lose the digital cockpit, and that will be replaced with more traditional dials and the wireless versions of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So in terms of navigation, you will still be able to get those through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto using Google Maps, Waze and Apple Maps. FR editions will benefit from the same again, so keyless entry, the rear parking sensors, wireless phone charger, but we'll also get 18-inch machine alloy wheels, and we'll also lose the navigation, the larger screen, the digital cockpit, and with that one we'll also lose the power folding mirrors. If we take a look at the Arona, so the SE edition on that, we'll get the KESI keyless entry, tinted rear windows, Climatronic climate control system, and a wired version of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And again, we'll lose satellite navigation. The 9.2 inch display screen will be the same 8.25 as the Ibiza. You will also lose the digital cockpit to be replaced with dials, and the wireless version of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. FR, so the sporty editions, they will also get the keyless entry system. They'll also get a micro suede upholstery on the seats, and will get 18-inch machined alloy wheels. And again, we'll remove the same as the Ibiza. It will lose the navigation, the 9.2 inch display, 8-inch digital cockpit and the power folding mirrors. Due to further production restrictions on the Arona FR edition, we've had to open the current FR Sport 18-inch Performance Cosmo Grey alloy wheels as a free of charge option. Some of the stock vehicles will come with these alloys, so it's worth bearing that in mind as well. The pricing is going to be very competitive and quite an attractive option if you were considering an SE or an FR model. So let's start with the Ibiza. So an SE Edition 1 litre 80 horsepower variant will start with an on-the-road price of £18,930. You can then move up to the 1 litre TSI 95 horsepower. That's £19,380. You can then have an FR edition with again the 80 horsepower engine. That's £20,335. The Ibiza FR edition with the 95 horsepower is going to then be £20,865. The 1 litre TSI 110 horsepower will be £21,280. Now, all of those engine choices and prices are with a manual gearbox. However, there is the choice of a DSG Auto on the 110 horsepower variant of the FR, and that will be 22,400. For the Arona, we start at the 95 horsepower engine, and that will come in at 21,910. If you wanted then that with an automatic gearbox and 110 horsepower, that will then be £23,190. FR Edition, so the 1 litre 110 manual, will be 24,540. And then that equipped with an automatic is 25,660. And then we have the range topping 1.5 TSI DSG Auto with 150 horsepower, and that will be available for 25,945. So cars will be available, as I said previously, from the 1st of September, and we're anticipating that there will be a small allocation of cars available from stock straight away, but we're expecting the vast majority of them to come through in October. So if you are desperate, it is worth jumping on those as soon as they're available. If not, they will be available a few weeks later. So let's go and have a look at the Ateca. So here we are then with the Ateca SUV. So there are going to be two variants available for this one, the FR Edition and the XPERIENCE Edition. So let's start with the FR. So that will gain 19-inch alloy wheels, the Beats Audio premium sound system, a rear view camera and an emergency spare wheel. Now, like with the Ibiza and the Arona, it will also lose the 9.2-inch display to be replaced with an 8.25-inch display. It's also noting that the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto will be replaced with a wired version. So just a case of plugging your phone in on the USB cable. The XPERIENCE will gain 19-inch nuclear grey alloys, heated front seats and steering wheel, and will also benefit from an electric tailgate. However, again, it will lose the 9.2-inch display and the wireless version of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. In terms of pricing, again, really sharp like the Ibiza and the Arona. So prices for the petrol 1.5 150 horsepower with a manual gearbox will start at 30,760. If you want that with an auto, you're looking at 32,170. Moving on from that, you then have the option of a diesel engine. So again, with manual gearbox, 32,470, and a 2 litre diesel auto is 33,850. If you want to go for an XPERIENCE version, then the 1.5 petrol manual, that will be 30,830. The auto variant, 32,210, and the diesel manual, 32,540, with the automatic coming in at 33,920. Like with the Arona and the Ibiza, this car will be available to order from the 1st of September, with the first cars landing a couple of weeks after that. But for the most up-to-date information, it's always worth checking with your local retailer, either at Woking or Aldershot. But you can also find out more information on our website, smcseat.co.uk. For all the latest news and goings on, check out our Facebook and Instagram pages at SMC Seat. You can also now find us on TikTok and LinkedIn at SMC Motor Group. And of course, if you haven't done so already and you want to find out the latest news and goings on, including when these cars land, I will do walk around features of them, then make sure you click that subscribe button and click that bell icon, because then you'll be notified when I upload those videos. In the meantime though, why don't you check out over here what I thought of the Seat Ibiza, and over here somewhere, probably covering me up, will be what my colleagues thought of the Seat Arona. In the meantime, I'm Max, this is SMC Motor Group, and we'll catch you on the next one.